Time to bring out the big guns. Oh, baby. What is up, Chosen Ones? It's your boy, Big Matt, with Chosen One Chats, back at you with another banger. Today, we are going to talk about how it is not a battle of flesh. It is a spiritual battle. It's time to bring out the big guns. It's the big guns. So, I'm telling you guys, this is what they do in the 3D. They bring out the literal physical big guns, but it ain't even a battle with us, bro. We fighting off spirits and principalities and high realms, and we fighting wicked spirits, and we're spiritually catching the fade, like catching these spiritual hands type vibe. You know, our ancestors, our angels, they got the big guns over on that end, but you know, humans fight each other with these things, and it's pretty cool, I ain't gonna lie. And we're just over here doing our thing with with our spiritual hands. They don't want the fade, guys, trust me. They flee from you, they run from you, they cannot be around you. Your aura is too shining way too hard for anything to come and actually hurt you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Yes, the weapons may form, but they will not prosper. They built up the weapons, but the weapons ultimately, you know, they ended up probably shooting themselves or blowing themselves up, you know, with their weapons that they formed for you. At the end of the day, guys, there's nothing to fear, because when you work with the Most High, and you're a light worker, and you're a spiritual warrior, and you know, a star seed, and all these things, you guys, the chosen one, chances are, you know, you're untouchable. You know, they may gossip about you, they may talk about you, they may say all types of nasty things about you, doing their spell work against you, but it's just gonna boomerang and fucking clip them right in the ass. Whatever they try to do to you, like whatever weapons they form, it ends up coming back and hitting them tenfold. And I'm gonna tell you guys, they can't handle the type of stuff that they intended for you. Like this, they freaking in the spiritual realm shot you with a tank, right? They shot you with a tank in the spiritual realm. That's just an example of what they're doing in the spiritual realm. Now, you got the Iron Man suit on, and it kind of just tinked off your armor. But them, they got blown to shreds. It hit them 10 times harder. 10 times harder than it did versus you. And the fact that you're so resilient and so strong, and they're not, man, some of these people are digging their own graves, guys. I'm telling you, in this physical realm, they're digging their own graves, because some of these things that they intended for you, they wanted to go as far as to take your life with these things. Believe it or not, whether you know someone who's trying to do this to you or you don't, and they're just like some wicked person all the way up there in the elites and all this stuff, but chances are you're more resilient than them, unfortunately, because they're vibrating at a very low frequency, and they have wicked intentions. They have very sinister things that they plot up against you, and that's all low vibrational. And the fact that they're such low vibrational beings just shows that they won't be as resilient as you, and ultimately they sometimes might not make it, because what they intended for you, they try to take you up out of here, and at the end of the day, they won't be able to handle, because it boomerangs back on them tenfold. Do not touch my chosen, or your punishment will be tenfold. It's like a Bible verse. Even the part where I said we're not battling against flesh and blood, but spirits and realms, that's in the Bible as well. And you know, I'm not a Christian anymore, but there's a lot of good stuff in the Bible, guys, that you know is good, but there's also some stuff in the Bible that's not good. So Just know that. But at the end of the day, they don't know what's coming for them. You know, your armada, your army of spiritual, your ancestors, your angels, even the Most High has got your back. And when they try to mess with you guys, they were messing with the wrong person, because you got a whole army. They got tanks. They got, you know, these tanks ain't nothing compared to what your spiritual team got in store. They got y'all know the ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, they got the thunder guns. They got all that. Like, your spiritual team, they're loaded, and they know this, and they're quivering in their boots right now, and they don't know what to do. They know that that energy that they put out has to go somewhere, and they saw it didn't affect you, so they're like, oh boy, they're bracing for impact. And they're realizing that no debt in the universe goes unpaid. So when they did these things against you guys, that is ultimately them reaping what they sowed, and they're ultimately going to have to face their karma, whether they like it or not. It don't matter if you call it karma. It don't matter if you call it cause and effect. Shout out Manchus. They don't matter if you call it the law of the harvest, reaping what you sow. If you sow weeds, you're not gonna have bananas. If you sow banana seeds, you're not gonna have oranges. So what they sowed is ultimately what they're gonna have to reap, whether they like it or not. And that's all I gotta say. You are no one to be played with. Do not touch my chosen. And they decided to F around and find out. And it's going to be so bad for them, you guys, that they're going to be thinking you did some black magic to them. But you move in love. You don't got time to be having wicked intentions towards people, thinking ill towards people, and all this gossip and slander, which is, you know, words are spells. So when they're doing all this gossiping, yip, they're just casting spells all over the place, but they're not aware of that. So since they're doing all that, you guys, and it's ultimately gonna bounce off you and come right back, return to sender. A lot of y'all are saying return to sender out here. Since they're doing all that, guys, man, it's a sad song at the end of the day, because you're moving in love, you're vibrating high, while so it just bounces right off you and comes back to them. They receive what they put out. They intended. They rolled a rock down the hill, and it ended up rolling down. It ended up somehow rolling on top of them. They dug a ditch for you, and they ended up falling in the ditch. They set a bear trap for you. They ended up stepping on their own bear trap. They set a claymore for you. They ended up triggering their own claymore when they were trying to set it. So you guys, your spiritual team got you divinely protected. Your loved ones protected. They ain't nothing to fear. You guys could thank the Most High for that. Thank your spiritual team for that. Your ancestors for that, because you are definitely covered. Don't even worry about it. And, you know, I want to also tell you guys that, you know, they ultimately, unfortunately, you know, they're gonna think that you did something wicked to them, but they did it to themselves. So they're gonna be getting hit hard, and they're gonna be like, oh my God, someone cursed me. You cursed yourself, buddy. Anyways, it's your boy Big Matt with Chosen One Chats. You know, your spiritual team is always strapped up, ready to go. You don't need to have no, you know, he who lives by the gun dies by the gun. You don't even need to have no strap on you. You ain't worried about that. You just living in peace. You living in love. You ain't even got to lift a finger. And these ops are dropping in the spiritual realm. Even sometimes, yikes. Sometimes it gets so crazy in the spiritual realm that it starts to reflect in the physical. And that sucks for your ops, unfortunately. They shouldn't have worked up against you. It's your boy Big Matt with Chosen One Chats. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Peace. you.